What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Fortnite Save the World video. Now, it's come to my attention, I'm not too in touch with, I guess, other um, Fortnite Save the World creators, so anything they put out is unknown to me up to recently. And I say that because you can see I'm running Clip, and a friend had told me that Clip is fixed. I think previously she wasn't working properly, so your material gain wasn't as her perk said it was 100% chance to drop additional ingredients, and I will kind of explain and show you as well, not just explain it, but I'll show you um, what that 100% means. Since if you know, obviously at first read, you're gonna be like, wow, I'm gonna get 100% more of uh, drop ingredients, which means when you use an anti-material charge, since that's what it is, objects destroyed with anti-material charge will give you 100%. Um, at first read, you think, wow, every material I get that I harvest from, say, brick or wood, or even ores for that matter, I'll get 100% of or double of, which is kind of what I lean to saying is double of that amount. But for wood and brick, the exception is ores, because ores don't really give you anything else. So if you're harvesting, say, copper, right, you'll get the max amount of copper that you can get from one ore deposit, I guess you can say. So if you punch an ore deposit, you'll get four of that single ore. Um, that also applies to Shadow Shard, to Sunbeam, to Malachite, to ores, right? And even the crystals, like as I said, Sunbeam, Shadow Shard, Quartz as well. It applies to Quartz, and then the ores, it applies to the ores. So you get four if you punch any of the ores. Now for trees and for rocks, it is different. If you punch a rock, say you're obviously gonna get brick, you're gonna get a mineral powder of some sort, and then you need to get rough ore. So that 100% will give you anywhere from. It's actually a weird chance. Uh, it's a weird chance that goes on. I can't exactly explain it, so sometimes I'll have to just show you, which is what I'm going to do now. It works in ventures as well. Obviously, it's just a farm build, so it'll work anywhere that you can punch a rock, punch a tree, sort of thing. I'm gonna go into this 160 repair shelter. It's gonna have a bunch of brick. Oops, it's gonna have a bunch of brick. Um, it will. I guess if you really need to farm for those materials, say rough ore or any mineral powder, it's probably a good area to farm the deserts, since they have a ton of rocks all over the place. Which is really good for rough ore and mineral powders. In this case, we're going to be getting oxidized mineral powder and then rough ore as well, since we're punching rocks. Um, Now it's drop exclusive, so you're not going to get more brick, wood, or metal depending on the objects you hit. But you are going to get the items they would drop. So if it's metal, you may get nuts and bolts, mechanical parts, and batteries. Right? Those are the three like drop chances or items that will drop. Now the amount you get varies on what that item would usually drop. So I'm gonna punch a rock, and you see I got 9 rough ore, which is kind of crazy because you break it usually. I don't know the size of that rock. This one's probably bigger, so I'll just punch this one, and I got 3 of one and 2 of another. So that chance comes in randomly, per drop item. So it's like if I punch this item, I have a chance of getting. See, I got 4 char black. If I punch these, I broke 2 of them. I understand, but I got 11 and 2 carved twine. So it's like any of those 3 items that can come from, say, a tree, you will get 100% additional of that item. There's a chance you get it of that item. Of course, you'll get 100% additional items from any of the items, I guess you could say, any of the drop items. But there's a chance that it will only be for one, or there's a chance it'll split it among the, say, 3 items. Like this one, it's probably going to be 2, right? It's going to be a carved twine, or it's going to be planks. So it's going to say, or he's a resin 2 even, but I got 6 planks for that, and some carved twine. So it does kind of split it sometimes. Other times, you just get 100% of the additional item for 1 item. See, I got 6 planks, and I got 1 carved twine. If I were to farm this as usual, I'm getting 3 planks. So it gave me basically another 3. In that sense, it's 100% more, since 3 was the amount you would regularly get. But obviously, the rates of which you can get items is a sort of chance. Like, see, I got carved twine and a plank. That carved twine was like a sort of chance item. It doesn't have 100% drop rate, so when you punch trees or hit them, you won't always get carved twine. Sometimes you'll just get planks. See, that's how I didn't get carved twine. So there's a chance at, getting none or getting all 3. If you punch, your chances are doubled for 1, or kind of split for each of them. It's so weird. I don't even know if I'm explaining it correctly. But see, out of the both items that I got, this you can't break. Out of the both items I got, which was the oxidized and the rough roller, I got an extra of each, but it also is varied on the amount you get. So if I punch these and I get, say 6, it's gonna give me another 6. But that's if I only get 1 item out of that. So if I get 1 item and the item is rough ore, I'm gonna get essentially another of whatever amount of item I got from farming it. It's kind of, I think I'm explaining it really badly. So say I break this rock, and I get 3. I can get another 3, or an extra, like 1 or 2. Sometimes another 3, which is kind of crazy. So we break this rock. Say I get 2, I'm gonna get another 2, or an extra. In this case, it gave me 4. 2 of them were oxidized, and one of them was the rough ore. So it kind of split, but it did give me the extra items. See, look, that one gave me 4, gave me 5, and the original I think was 6. So it kind of varies on what you. See, I got 1 of each, and I got 2, 4. So it gave me an extra. It's kind of weird. You do get more. It will lessen your time for farming. I won't say dramatically, but it definitely will. It definitely gives you more items. It's still going to be slow to farm like this, but I mean, at least it's more than previous 4, 5, 6. See, so it's kind of how that is. I missed another thing I want to show off is the black metal weapons. Those have also been gaining a lot more attention, and previously I had dismissed them for their damage numbers because there's the exchange. If you don't know of it, you have to be low health to do a lot of damage well, which is what I showed just quickly in the screen. I'm gonna put it back. So reloading reduces health, right? And then on enemy hit, you can not gain damage, but to lower your health after a reload or before a reload, the next hit or burst in some weapons, like this one's double burst and this one's a triple burst. I have both of them equipped, so I'll show you. See, double is a burst. See, on reload, my health is reduced, but my damage also increased, and then it only increases for the first shot. So on that first shot, you're doing more damage than you usually would. And for the weapon in the center, you can do significantly more damage with that weapon than you can with this one. Obviously, those guys are pretty easy to kill, but I'm low health now. See, took my health. And if I use it on enemies, you'll notice that I'm hitting for quite a lot. I'll hit for even more if I was the right characters for it. And I mean, if I had characters that increased, say, assault weapon damage, or increase the crit rating or crit damage. I think it's crit damage because I don't think there's a character for crit rating for assault SMGs. I know there is one for crit damage. There's two for crit damage, kinda, right? One is for I think they might both be for AR SMG. It's kind of weird. Oh no, one is for pistol SMG and the other one is for AR SMG. I just remembered. But now that I am low health and this fire is kind of on the weapon, you'll notice if I run up on this enemy over here, that one, I hit for quite a lot. I'm not really hitting for a lot right now. Not for the most I could hit, but definitely I do hit a lot. And if I had the character set up on, I would be able to show you a lot better, because it's a lot more useful. See, that hit for a mil something. It might have been a mil, honestly. It could have been 100,000. That's what I was confused with the other day when I was trying it. Is if my numbers are really hitting that high, or if it's kind of just placebo and I'm thinking that I see numbers that high. I will confirm though, it does hit in the mills. I did hit 2 million a day shot, and it's like a 2, I would say like a 2 or 3 burst with this weapon reloading. And one way to reload in combat while using this weapon is to have a specific build for it, right? There's a character that when you use an ability, it reloads your weapon. And obviously, as we know, you need to reload the weapon to lose health to do more damage for your next shot. But you can always have a next shot if you can always have your weapon reloaded, which comes into the character that we need. So I'm gonna back out, and I'll show you guys the character we need. Okay, now this character is one of the characters you could use. So this is for pistol SMG, which is fine because the weapon, as you'll see, is considered an SMG. This one pistol is. Then there's the AR version, and the AR version, I think I have them way back here. No, I don't. I traded them out. The AR version is not too far off, right? This one's assault SMG pistol, or SMG, right? And SMG, obviously I wasn't using this one, but I could have, and I was using this one. This is the one I was saying doing more damage. So an easy change is you go into your soldiers, pull out a character with heavy assault SMG. Alright, this character doesn't stack with assault damage, but we don't have assault damage, so I'm gonna put on assault damage. There we go. And that's really... Actually, I think we do have to change a character. We will have to change a character. Could change battle beat as well. But since we have to use an ability to say gain the reload with Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers does the reload. Let's see, that's a standard perk, right? You could use him as your main, but he's a soldier, so you'll have to figure out what I'm figuring out, which is to have a decreased energy cost and have the rucksack, which means I get one more grenade because I'm using grenades for this one. So this is considered an assault rifle. We're going to be using the blackout. Now, the dirge, I don't know how to pronounce that. The dirge song is an SMG. So when you try to use this setup for the SMG, it should work. But I think also the character I was previously will also work. Pistol and SMG, so it will also work. In this case, it's basically the same. I was using pistol and SMG. Yeah, pistol and SMG characters, but this one is assault and SMG, which I could have used as well. Actually, I don't think I have to change it. I think it works for both of them. But I was gonna say I don't have adventures, or otherwise I would be showing you guys adventures. It should be pretty crazy adventures if you do end up getting this. Ooh, it looks like the missions just changed over, maybe. What time is it? Yep, missions just changed. Yeah, you can tell by the 23:53, meaning that the missions just changed. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they changed like a couple minutes ago. Like 6 minutes ago or so. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and load in. I'll see you guys when I'm in. Alright, so we're in. Now, this setup should work for this weapon, because it is considered an assault rifle. Previously, a friend had told me that it also works with the other one, but it's not considered an SMG. It's considered an assault rifle. So long as I reload, which you'll see me do in a second, I won't reload the traditional way. I'll reload like this. See? I've reloaded. I have to reload again since I used the first burst. But let's look for some enemies before I reload. Or also let my grenades go up since I only have 4. See, reloaded. Now I'm ready to lay some damage down. This is a physical weapon, despite how it looks. Physical. And it should do half the damage to every element. Oh, I'm reloading the wrong way again. I keep forgetting. But, as you can see, it does decent damage to these enemies. It's doing half of what it should. I just got smacked. I'm surprised I didn't die, but I did lose energy. I could still reload the normal way. Right? That headshot looked like it did 700,000. I would have to look back to check. Could be 700,000. Could be 7 million. Could be 70,000. I'm willing to bet it's probably 70,000. Just off of memory, it looked like 70,000. But 70,000 damage. I mean, this thing Right now it says a ridiculous amount, but that's because I have a crit hit next, right? I have a really high crit damage rating, 500, and I have a over 100% chance to hit a high number. So if we just find a random enemy to roll up on, I know there's enemies back there, you can see them, but I want to look for some random guys. Here's some right here. Cancel my reload and just reload the other way. They're down low. But that removed my buff. So that's what I do. I just toss that way. Oh, I didn't reload. I didn't have to reload. I messed up, guys. I just bop. I could just wait and then throw another one. Insta reload. Killed like 5 of them. 4 of them maybe. Probably 4 of them. But I'm also one shot. Unless, well, actually, not necessarily, but. Not necessarily, but. Look at the crit damage on that thing. Even without, see, that one did a mil. That one looked like a mil 300,000. To me. You guys will know when you guys know. No, it's a cool build. But, you're also really weak. And it doesn't have affliction, so the enemies you have to hit, they won't just die due to affliction. They could die because of that. But, looks like I'm hitting anywhere from 700,000 to 7 million to 1 million. I could just chuck a nade and hit him again, chuck a nade and hit him again, and they just run out of his way. Okay, so I'm hitting a consistent, or I would say pretty often, 70,000, 80,000, 70,000. So the damage is pretty high. It is pretty high. It's not the highest. Obviously, when I hit these reloads, it's really high. Let's check this out. Alright, killed most of them. Don't even know how many there were there. Just knew that most of them are dead. And those 2 died along with, unless they despawned, but they died. If we try it on a regular smasher, then we'll be doing, I think it's full damage. I don't have the chart, but or it might be 50. It might still be 50. Who knows? I know with energy, you're doing 67% of the damage to every element enemy. 50% with physical to every enemy. So the numbers may seem high, but I'm doing half of that. Oh, these guys, they're not close enough to die. That looked like a million as well. I always just toss them and run away and bop and bop. So it's pretty cool. Realistically, you probably wouldn't use this on in a mission, and I say that because you're really weak. You wouldn't solo with it, is what I'm saying, because of how weak you need to be to do enough damage, right? I mean, the crits alone are really good, but you have to be weak in order to hit them. And you could reload normally. You could reload like this. It's just takes a whole lot less time just to to use an ability and reload. So you just bop. You don't have to reload. Bop. That looked like a mill 40,000. Or it could be 100,000. And I'm dead. See, that was 2 hits. There are 250 enemies. I'm 2 shot. Now there is the other setup with the Outlander, and I think I'll show you that one as well since we're on this topic. So I'm gonna switch to the Outlander, and I will be back. So quickly before I jump back in, assault damage obviously is just for both of them, which means you don't need hip shot. Does hip shot give more pistol SMG damage? I wonder. 17, no, so it's the same. It's the same. So you don't need hip shot, obviously, because it doesn't stack with it, as you can read. I'm using Battle Beat because you could potentially kill 10 enemies in 9 seconds if they're grouped up. I'm locked and loaded because after reloading, it's a 15% increase in damage for 5 seconds, which could help. Especially for crit rating, because if your damage goes up, then your overall not crit rating, but crit damage. If your damage goes up, your base damage, then your crit damage is going to go higher as well. Quick Fingers, obviously, for the instant reload. And then First Assault for the crit hit chance or crit rating, since they've renamed crit chance to crit rating. And I have 225% increased in crit damage. It doesn't stack with Assault critical damage, which is the previous character I had, because the previous character does AR and SMG basically, and this one does pistol and SMG. So this is a pistol SMG sort of class, which means that I won't be using this weapon, but I will be using this one. This one does have a faster fire rate. It's got a faster fire rate. It's got a lower reload time, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, fire rate 7.2, fire rate 11. And this one is also a 9 burst. 9 burst. Which in my opinion, unless you're running First Assault as your main, you're not going to be hitting most of those bullets with 100% crit. But that's totally fine. So I'm going to load in. I'll see you guys when I'm in there. Alright, we're back in it. I'm going to be trying this weapon instead of the other one. But instead of reloading with my nades, I'm reloading like this. So it makes the use a lot easier when you can use an Outlander. He's dead. But at the same time, the other weapon is considered an assault rifle. So I guess if you're trying to maximize the amount of damage you get out of it, then using the characters that buff that specific weapon type, like I am now, it's pretty good. I know that there are that's what the wolf skulls look like. It's kind of funny that they're all here with all the butterflies. But that one does more damage. This one doesn't do as much damage, but they're both really good weapons. See, I killed 10 in the 9 seconds. Which means I got my buff. Which means my thing is doing a lot of damage, so everything else. Well, actually, no. But But it's a lot easier with an Outlander. You can bounce around a lot more. You may not be doing as much damage, but the 9 burst is pretty good. And I actually favorite this one over the other one because of how easy it is to use, how fast and how many rounds you can let out, and just how it's a lot easier to reload as well, so you don't have to rely necessarily even on the even though I have low health, really low health. My health is going to go up, unfortunately. I have a health regen, which is going to put me back at a good amount. So, is that a smasher? No, that's just a bush. So, let's look for a big boy to shoot at. Not this guy's dookie. That looked like 800,000 or 8 million. I can't tell. But if you paused it and you seen it, you can let me know how much it was. I'll probably check actually too. But oh, there's a big boy. Oh, and I missed. But I mean, you're essentially, you know, weak as all hell. Anything that hits you kills you. That looked like a mill. That actually looked like a mill. And you know, you can burst a couple times before you have to phase shift again, which is the cool part. Let's see how much damage I do to that guy. No damage numbers showed up for that guy. Must have been an animal. This guy? That looked like a mill. That looked like it might have been 100,000. Okay, cool. I need that stuff. 36 nothing bolts? That's crazy. That's really good, actually. So, I mean, if I shift into these guys and bop, kill a lot of them. Kill that guy. Missed most of them. A full 9 bursted his head, he would have died. Because I'm hitting probably the same amount, 70,000 per shot, but except instead of a double burst, I'm 9 bursting their dome. So it's... You do the math. You do the math. You do the math. I'm dead. But that's to be expected with the animals that interfere, like these ones. And the boars. You can't, obviously, if they charge at you from a distance, you're not going to hear them. How much damage does it do when you're at full health? Well, you can never really know for sure. Because every time you reload, you get health taken away. But if you're playing with multiple players, that's what I was saying earlier. Back to what I was saying earlier, rather. If you're playing with multiple players, then this guy really has it out for me, huh? Playing with multiple players, and obviously you can play this setup, and your teammates can play a different setup, which will either support base or do damage, since they can. I don't know. Usually I try to set up my team that I play with. I'll try to set them up for either support. Most of the time it's support, since if we all run a constructor, we could pass the mission pretty quickly. Not pretty quickly, but I mean it's more, how do I say, it's more of a guaranteed success if we all run constructor. I usually only have 2 with me, and even that is like, it's pretty assured that we have the mission. fight a fourth to run with that was around my level, then even less worries, right? Someone can run a different setup other than support, and we would still be fine since the others can run support, or even no one can run support. We could all run damage, which is something we've done before. But we've done that with a rocket setup. It's kind of a spam setup. It's a smasher. But you see how it can kind of bounce around him. If this was a mission setting, then it would be a bit harder to hit that, since when you're defending an objective, like say B in this one, it can come from any direction, and you're always going to be somewhat overwhelmed, right? So if you were doing a encampment or an encampment mission like this, and you need encampments near each other, I think that would be more like what it is to use it in an actual fight. I have yet to use this in a mission yet. I'm kind of just weapon testing, see if the damage is good. See if it's even feasible to use this in a mission by yourself. That was like a smasher. Obviously, you're fighting enemies that can shoot stuff. You're gonna be really out of luck because you're one shot, you're two shot. So, like, look at my health. I'm like two shot. So an enemy like that, or an enemy that, oh, that's an encampment. Should I try the encampment? Might as well, huh? And I'm dead, basically, you see? Passed it just barely. But, you can see what I mean when I say that you're basically two shot. If you don't have shield regen perks, I do, but you have to be out of combat for your shield to regen, or have not been in combat for a certain period of time. It's kind of weird. But it would be pretty hard to use this by yourself. So it's not something I recommend you run yourself. If you were to happen to have the heroes for this build, you would be outrageously OP in lower level missions. If you are lower level, in higher level missions, obviously it'd be harder to get away with using this, since the enemies not use more damage, but give you more damage, deal more damage is what I was trying to say. Like, these enemies are 250, and you could one shot them, or maybe not. That wasn't a headshot, but you could kill the whole group if you needed to, just like that. So it's possible. It's possible to deal tons of damage with this gun or the other gun. But it's at the cost of having low health, which is not good if you're playing by yourself. I'll reiterate that again, because playing by yourself with this would probably be more difficult than the mission itself, whatever mission it may be. Unless you're lower level, right? If you have the characters for this, then at a lower level, you're fine. Right. At a lower level, you're not having as much zombie spawns. Um, the enemies aren't always these blaster enemies, not those ones, the blaster enemies. You may just have, regular enemies. Don't necessarily do too much damage to you. And so it's, it's easier to get away with it, right? It still would be challenging, even at a lower level, but it would be easier to get away with using it. It's a cool little museum in here. Okay. But other than that, it's a good gun. It's just at the cost of having your health being low, which not everyone is a fan of. Right, not everyone is having or wanting to have low health all the time, especially if you have teammates who aren't running the same or similar builds, because then they'll need to heal themselves, so they'll be putting healing pads, or they'll have their adrenaline rush with them, which means if you're in a proximity of the adrenaline rush, you're getting healed, and then you can't do as much damage. But not a French, but that's kind of how it is. I'm gonna end up destroying that chest if I go for it. Once I reload, they're dead. If I reload, I could just do this and then kill her like that. But yeah, it's not something I recommend highly. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool setup. It's a high damage setup, but it's at the very high risk of you also. It's just making it hard for the game to play. There are other damage setups that don't cost you, your health, basically. But that is gonna have to be it for this video, guys. Oh, I never knew this thing was right here. That is gonna have to be it for this video, guys. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more or have questions, or you have suggestions on what heroes to put together, I know sometimes there may be some higher level guys in the chats wanting to share ideas, which is always fine too. If you have ideas of what builds to make or anything like that, be sure to let me know in the comments. But that is going to have to be it for this one. So if you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.